just terrible. She apparently had something prepared, and now people want to hear about this. You know, I have people even in the Parent Advocate Network who are interested in what we have to talk about with the laws of attraction. And so here comes Misty joining in. Good afternoon, Misty. And you're here. We're going to talk about laws of attraction, right? You're muted again. All right.
Hi, ma'am.
Hey.
I just got the funniest joke downloaded to me by me about my life. And you guys are going to think it's funny too.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, it is funny and I haven't laughed in a long time. Okay, so I just told my story to a roommate in about 20 minutes. And I said it without crying and breaking down, and I think I was pretty clear, and I did jam pack a lot of information. There's probably no way you could have gotten it all, but anyway, who could?
Right.
Talking a little faster than usual in 20 minutes. Okay. But I was recounting everything, how like my life, I experienced a divorce and then a deep depression and then, sorry. And then the custody stuff, my daughter perpetually for that year and a half, how horrendous that was. And I kept having to go to court and dying of anxiety and so on. And then I'm also dealing with the foreclosure and then these other stressors and one thing after another. And then I got this vision of all these rocks, because yeah, my life was falling apart. This is what it feels like when your life falls apart. One thing after the other, like rocks tumbling, right? One on top of the other, on top of the other. Now I understand what it means that they shall be stoned.
Oh my, yes.
And on top of that, what makes it even funnier thing is that speaking of law of attraction, how many times have you gotten stoned and said, I'm so stoned, let's go get stoned, I'm so stoned. We've been bringing it on ourselves with our words that we didn't even realize it.
No, right?
That makes sense. I know in the Bible, all these things happen and people would get stoned. And what it meant was, I think, this spiritual stoning, or this, of all your car, everything falling apart, and all the attachments and disorders and disease and unhealthiness.
And it causes it brings you down and causes you to not want to do anything. And a lot of people seem to be in that mode right now, feeling like they've been stoned so many times with all of the concepts and dreams of our lives coming crashing down in front of us, and losing our children and losing what we thought were good relationships in our lives, and we're we have some choices to make, and we're talking about laws of attraction here today. We want to also talk about how we can transform that negative thought pattern of how our life is falling apart and how stoned we feel, to looking at relieving ourselves of the baggage. And looking at the things that we do have in our life that haven't fallen apart. I've been doing a lot of that myself.
I've been doing just a lot of subconscious reprogramming, and today, while I was taking myself and my son to the doctor, I really kind of was like looking around. I was watching a video earlier. I watch a man named Aaron Daughtry on YouTube. And it has really, really assisted me in the law of attraction and just reprogramming my subconscious mind, or deprogramming my subconscious mind from all of the negativity. And something that I was learning today was just really being able to accept everything that's going on around me and being like totally okay with that, even though I know where I see my vision headed. Even though I'm not in that time loop yet, technically I'm still in that time loop because everything is happening right now at this moment. So the best thing that I've been doing is just affirmations. You know, we were talking about affirmations. And I looked in the Heal Your Body book under different ailments that I either don't want to have, that the entire planet is struggling with, or that I do have. And I came up with several pages that I read out loud several times, 1 to several times a day. And I just read over this, and it is assisting me to, I can feel different areas in my body that are matching up with this, where the ailments may manifest themselves. And so it's, you know, a lot of people, I think, when they hear the law of attraction, they think it's really like some sort of mystical type, an intangible option, and that it does not occur. You know, it just doesn't occur, and it really does. I'll give an example before I stop speaking. I was at the doctor's office, and I asked my son to go look at the drink machine to see if there was some place where I could swipe a card to get a drink. And he said no. I said, okay, well, that's fine. And then a woman bought us a drink from the drink machine, you know, and it's just little tiny things like that, you know, that are showing me that as I'm reprogramming my subconscious mind, even though I feel that I may have a lot of stereotypes being tossed into my direction, it's really all about what's going on with myself internally. And that stands true for anybody that's wanting to be able to make their reality a more positive reality in what they're trying to achieve.
I'm here for that.
That's great. Okay, now we're the first 3 here, and I really would like to call this the first 128 SoL. What is a board meeting.
Okay, I thought we had agreed it was going to be called Earth SoL Ministries.
Yeah, you absolutely. But for my 128 Sisters of Light one, it's that one.
Okay. I just want to make sure I know what we're talking about here. Thank you.
I want to say the 128 Sisters of Light because it also leads into something else, which is the Sisters of Light Operation Relocation, Solar.
See, and down here in the umbrella, I'm going to have music emotion.
There you go. See, we're getting our different groups together, different organizations to connect. This is about connections. I was going to make another chart, but we could do that right now. I can do that now while we're talking, in fact.
This is just on a friendly basis, but if there is an opportunity to write up the actual faith-based paperwork for myself real quick, or for us on this, or it's more of it's more of one that I can work under as a project for you, Lyra.
Well, not for me. No, it would be for Earth SoL Ministries. These are projects.
Right.
It
would be just a project, so I don't need any paperwork because it would be just a agreement between us as to what it was. And basically, I would be doing more of what I have been doing since May, or since
May.
Earth Shift anyway, May, and sharing, all your cards and everything all over, and talking to people, and everybody's got a story, and it's getting worse, and I cannot even handle reading another story. I can't
either. It's horrible. It's hard. It's so painful. I'm traumatized.
But here's the thing. I feel like, who's this one? Moto. It might be Angel. Hold on, let me see.
Okay. I'm currently putting a chart together, not a chart. And Mim, I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the music.
Music emotion, music E equals motion. It's copywritten.
E with an equals motion, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So
Earth SoL Ministries. Yeah, great, perfect.
this is what I've got so far, and actually there's some others that we're going to be adding. But can you see that, ladies?
I can see it. What we got up at the top, the coalition, Earth SoL, music emotion, and then over here is the 128. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
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 And we're kind of in different areas trying to get this organization together.
Right.
This is Misty getting a hello.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Hi. I
Hi.
muted you. Who's this?
That's my daughter.
All right.
Angel.
Well, welcome.
Thanks. Stop, Azura.
Who's this? Is this Stephanie?
No, it's Angel.
Angel.
Oh, Angel. Hi, Angel. My name's Lyra.
Hi, Lyra. How's it?
Hi, baby.
Oh.
Okay, so anyway. All right, so those are the three projects that we have. Well, I mean, there's the Akashic School of Reiki, which is also a very important part of this, but I'm thinking that should be right in the...
I apologize, you guys. I'm exhausted. I'm so tired right now. So if I don't look thrilled, it's not that I'm not thrilled. I'm just exhausted at this point.
You
Well,
look
you don't need to
great,
apologize.
man.
Thank you.
You look great.
Thanks.
So anyway, Misty, you were talking about the 128 solar project, and I'd like to know more about that. That's lovely.
Okay, so there's, hold on. Yeah, nobody else is coming so far. Where's Stephanie? Okay, she should be in on this. So we're coming across all these places that are retreats or intentional communities or lands or whatever. I mean, in our networks, by now everybody probably knows where everything is. And just through being in the flow of things, Daniela is, she's been to so many places. She's made connections in so many places. And and we have too, and with the Chi Center,
Well,
probably we can all come together, do a whole council style, this is how we settle a matter, with a jury of peers and, evidence and attorney whatever and a judge and, whatever, in whatever the fashion it should be to reconcile. Or they
Tribal
all
council usually with a moderator and those kinds of things. Those members are kind of tribal intentioned, and that might be a very effective way to address that. Maybe.
Well,
See, this is my, I kind of have not really a concern as far as tribal councils, but one of my, well, I guess it is a concern. If we have different tribal councils popping up here and there, okay, so if there's a bigger matter, then there's going to need to be the representative from each one of the councils that comes in.
A delegate, yes. This is what we're working on with the Family Rights Party as well, is putting together delegates for the Family Rights Party. And we can do the same thing with the Earth SoL Ministries, because we need delegates in every area for Earth SoL Ministries and all of these projects that we're working on to bring about this transition. And that's all about, it goes back again to the laws of attraction. It really is amazing.
Well, something about the law of attraction that I'm not having as much difficulty with as I was, but visualization techniques, really being able to like just see like a flower and be able to like turn it in whatever angle it's turning. And so I see that being part of the Reiki attunements and really just lining everything up and doing a lot of guided meditation. So something that I'm seeing happening are different alternative based campuses. So I'd like to put that on the whiteboard.
I'm putting guided meditation by Akashic School of Reiki.
And it wouldn't be limited to just Reiki. It would literally be a university that would be put together as an alternative university with all of the different core aspects as far as sustainable living and habitat and healing and different health alternatives and so on, gift conditioning and all of that.
So I want to, at this point, share, because what you're talking about is a little bit of what I've been talking about, and I want to share something about the Akashic School of Reiki that'll help you understand what that's about. Akashic records are the records of our history, our personal history, of our genetic history, of our past life history. And everybody can go in and look at their Akashic records, personal Akashic records. When you become a Reiki attuned healer, it's not a faith or religion, but you have access and ability to open that book for other people. It's not that you're seeing it, it's that you're channeling the information from source to the individual you're healing, and that they're going to be triggered with memories of their past and issues they need to resolve and stuff. And then you know, we talk about bringing schools. I think that's awesome, and it's all about bringing back that old knowledge of our own history, of our ancestors' history, of a time on this planet before all the ruin, you know, and the community building, and that's a part of what we're wanting to do to bring that back.
I think that's why that's going to be important, because I already have I have properties that I'm checking into. I haven't actually checked into them, but I've been really looking at different properties and seeing what would need to be restored in the Shreveport area.